at River Valley Marine out on iconic Lake Minnetonka. And speaking of iconic, got a couple Hall of Famers here with me, John Randle and Cris on the Bennington Pontoon to talk all things Vikings 1998. This is Captain's Chair, driven by Polaris. Similar to the 2023 Vikings, we had a pretty good receiver, Cris Carter and Randy Moss. Jake Reed, don't forget about Jake Reed. Cris, Justin Jefferson is #1 receiver in the league. It's pretty amazing what he's been able to do in his first couple years as a pro. What are your thoughts on our guy, Justin Jefferson?
He has been amazing. And for me, it really started off, and Johnny knows, we talk about the Combine because we work with the kids at the Combine, being a mentor with the NFL mentoring program. But he was in my group the year he got drafted. And I have the text message to Rick Spielman. And that year, they had him ranked 5th or 6th best receiver. And, you know, Johnny would tell you this. When you play the position we did and you have the football mind that we did, there's certain movements that guys can make at our position that we're like, okay, that's different. Like when I saw Randy Moss, he could do things that Pro Bowl players couldn't do. And at that size, height, and his ability to play off the ground, I knew he was going to be special. JJ is a natural receiver. He walks like a receiver. His hips, his feet move like a wide receiver. And I thought that, and I thought he had the potential to be the best receiver out of that group. Now, some very good receivers that year. Vikings go ahead and draft him. He's put in a situation where he can star immediately. I think really the sky is the limit for him. The only thing I worry about with him is people like yourself and other people in the media, they're already talking about the end of his career. When Randy was at this stage of career, we weren't talking about the end of it. When I was at this stage of my career, we were not talking about the end of it. And to really be a legendary receiver, especially for the Vikings, given the pedigree that we've had through the decades, like he's got to put together a whole bunch more seasons to be able to get in that status of the other guys there. So for me, it's one step at a time. It's 1 year at a time. Don't listen to people around you because they don't know what it takes to be great, but he has it inside of him. Yeah. So I think he will be one of the best receivers we've ever had, but his overall attitude with his ability, coupled with the type of offense that we run with the coach, all those things line up to a successful, and one day we hope, you know, a Hall of Fame career.
To your point, he hasn't missed a game, I don't think, in his first 3 seasons. So he's staying on the field.
It's going to be important for him to stay like that because that will separate him from the other receivers playing in this era.
How many days of training camp did you two miss?
Well, we had the Denny Green thing too. That Denny give you the prizes for every, you know, for the guys that make all the training camp practices. He has the gifts, and every year it's escalating.
Yes.
Yep.
But I am going to tell you, there were a couple days that I went to Denny and was like, "Hey, bro, I need the afternoon off, but I still want credit for practice." So he's like, "Make sure you full dress. Make sure you come up, go through the warm up, and then go through the individual." You know, we had a little senior
That's all right.
preferential treatment there.
You
from
deserve
Coach
that.
Green.
You earned that.
It's called a veteran move.
Yeah,
Now,
but training camp was important. Practice was very important.
On your end with Justin Jefferson, I know being a defensive lineman, watching him play, what do you think? Does he remind you of anybody, or what stands out about him as a player?
I'm sitting here next to one of the greatest ever, CC. But for like a defensive lineman to be good or be great in this game, it's like Michael Jordan, you're going to need a Scottie Pippen, someone to kind of take the pressure off him. When they can't just focus on JJ, that makes the game or make him even better.
Cris, you think Jordan Addison or KJ Osborne can do that?
I think the wide receiving core will be underrated. I think the number 2 option at receiver right now should be KJ Osborne. He really proved that last year when he got single coverage in some critical games. He really came up. Now, Jordan Addison, the first-round pick, ultimately, he's got things, too, from a speed standpoint that maybe KJ and JJ don't have that makes them collectively as a group. But the most underrated receiver is their tight end. Their tight end is a beast.
Yes.
And so Johnny makes a great point. Early in my career, Steve Jordan, Jake Reed, I always had some protection. Then after that, we always had a complimentary tight end, and then Randy Moss and Jake Reed. So it becomes important to build this kid's career. You need somebody to be able to deflect some of that heat off of him take some of that double team off of him if he really wants to be. If we want to get the best out of him throughout his career, that becomes important.